The Browns rookie minicamp is in the books. Of course, all eyes are on the two QBs. They have Dillon Gabriel and they have Shedeur Sanders, but we're focusing on Shedeur for right now. Although it is a battle between him and 50 million other QBs on that roster to determine who will be QB1. When you talk to QB12, a.k.a. Sanders, he says he's not worried about all the smoke, all the talk, all about falling during the draft. It's all about the here and now and what he can control.
My story's gonna be similar, you know. I was a late round draft pick, but we're here now, so none of that stuff matters. That just mattered on the day, and I'm just excited to be here and ready to work. Like, my job here isn't to prove people wrong. Like, I prove myself right. That's and I fully have self-belief, you know. And what those people say, that's just their opinion. So I don't truly care. They don't really live in my mental space.
Oh, over in the space of Duval, Travis Hunter, the former teammate of Shedeur Sanders, is out there donning that number 12 for the Jags, also wearing number 21, depending on which side of the ball he's playing. But you see him out there at Jags rookie minicamp, and he's feeling good. He's feeling excitement, feeling like tons of life with dancing and everything. Of course, playing both sides of the ball will create challenges, but it's something that head coach Liam Cohen feels that Hunter is prepared to handle.
For every position, how much can they handle, right? How much can they do? How many different positions can you actually end up playing and learning? And for Travis specifically, he's obviously having to learn both sides of the ball. While, you know, he's a football smart guy, man. He is. He's a smart dude. The game makes sense to him. And so now it's just about putting in that time, that extra time that he's going to have to do in order to be successful, to play even one side of the ball at this level. And so he knows what's cut out for him coming up.
You guys didn't spend a ton of time with him before draft. Are you learning about his giant over-the-top personality, or did that show up in some regards leading into the draft?
No, you know, when he got here after the draft, you know, we got to hang out with him for a little bit there, and you felt it right away, right? You did. You felt that infectious smile that he has, that he provides and brings into the building. Very serious about football, very serious about his process in order to put himself in a position to ultimately just be in a physical shape to be able to do this and to run forever and to have the stamina and strength to be able to do this at a high level. But you see him out there dancing and having fun, and that's really cool to see. You know, we want to see some more of that, and when he goes out there and he's doing his thing, he is serious about this process.
We go from hearing about Travis Hunter dancing to now bringing in Ryan Wilson. I think that's a fair trade-off that I can rock with, and hopefully all of the fine folks at home can rock with as well. Ryan, welcome again back into the show. I want to start with Travis Hunter here and just ask you straight up, where will the bigger impact be felt with Travis Hunter in season one? Is it on offense or is it defense?
Hey, Zach, good to see you. You don't trade up from 5 to 2 to get a cornerback, no matter how good that cornerback is. So I think, obviously, and Liam Cohen sort of alluded to it, you can expect to see a lot more Travis at wide receiver opposite Brian Thomas Jr. to help out Trevor Lawrence, the franchise quarterback. And some of the things that they did in this draft, the Jacksonville Jaguars, in addition to trading up, they got 2 running backs as well, Bashal Tootin and then LaQuint Allen, to help Trevor Lawrence. So I think the message is pretty clear, and we talked to Liam Cohen at the Combine, Zach, and I said sometimes it feels like in football we try to overthink things. You had Brian Thomas Jr. last season before you arrived there. It feels like that's a continuation of what you want to do going forward, and by that I mean just throw the ball up to Brian Thomas Jr. And he said, yeah, that would be a pretty straightforward approach to being better as an offensive football team. Even better than that, adding this guy here, number 12, in Travis Hunter. So will he contribute on defense? I expect he will, Zach, but I think ultimately you start him on offense because of all the explosive things he can do offensively, even though he's a better cornerback right now technically, and then you worry about the defensive side of the ball as you get through the season. But job number one, help out Trevor Lawrence, revitalize an offense that hasn't been great, at least consistently great, and get Trevor Lawrence to being that franchise quarterback that they want down there in Duval.
Yeah, we've seen Hunter do so much in college. It's exciting just to think about the prospect of seeing him try to do it on both sides here. here in the NFL now. Other rookie minicamps that we were taking a look at over the weekend takes us over to Tennessee, and it seems like the early returns with Cam Ward are already glowing, that his teammates are taking to him, that they are liking him. What do you expect from Cam Ward in year one in Tennessee?
I'm laughing, Zach, because a couple years ago, you're a Panthers guy. I love Bryce Young. We were having the same conversation about Bryce Young. Oh, he's incredibly smart. Everybody loves him. This is going to be the perfect marriage. And year one was an absolute disaster. Year two got up to a rocky start, and then he rediscovered who he was late last season. And I say that to say that Cam Ward, I expect to be really good. And I'm not surprised that he's hitting the ground running. He was a great teammate at the U. He was a great teammate at Washington State when you talk to folks at both those programs in terms of his leadership style. So I expect that part to come relatively easy to him. The hard part is going to be what we saw with Bryce and what we saw last season with Caleb Williams to some degree, is that coaching the hero ball out of him, because at the U he had to do a lot. At Washington State he had to do a lot, and a lot of times that meant playing out of structure and doing things that very few humans can do. In the National Football League, it's a lot easier to play on time, and that makes your life easier as a young quarterback learning what it means to be an NFL QB. We saw that Jayden Daniels had success early on, Bo Nix had success early on, and it took Caleb Williams a little bit to figure that out. So I think that's a big issue. But I think it would be a terrible situation, Zach, to come into a few days of rookie minicamp and being, oh my God, what did we do? We got the wrong guy. So I'm happy to hear that everyone likes Cam Ward so far. I expect it to get better, even though there may be some rough patches along the way, like all rookie quarterbacks experience.
Yeah, I certainly do remember the talks that we had right here on HQ talking about all the things Bryce Young back in the beginning and to where we are now, but that's for another day. I want to talk about another QB in Shedeur Sanders, because we heard from him at the top coming into this segment about maybe his mentality. Seemed like he's kind of taking on that me versus me way of thinking. End of the day one, who will be the starter for the Browns?
Joe Flacco. 40 years young Joe Flacco, repping all us old guys out here. That's me, not you, Zach. And then I think the question becomes, because last year, Zach, 59 different quarterbacks started NFL games. As you know, there are only 32 NFL teams, so that means either some guys got hurt or benched or both. And you look here at the graphic, I don't know what Kenny Pickett's future is going to be, short-term or long-term in Cleveland, but it feels like Joe Flacco is going to be the starter. And then you have to ask, well, how much will Dillon Gabriel and/or Shedeur Sanders play? Dillon Gabriel was a third-round pick. Of course, Shedeur went with pick 144, fifth round overall, and I think we're going to see all those guys, both Dillon and Shedeur, at some point next season. The question is, what's the long-term plan? And look, I will give Shedeur a ton of credit, because once he started slipping in the draft, day one, day two, all the way to day three, up until this very moment where we just heard that soundbite, Zach, he has said and done all the right things. He's not pointing fingers. He's not complaining. He's not showboating. He's saying that he can control what he can control, and everything else is noise to him, and I think that's the right approach. But I would imagine Dillon Gabriel, who's been doubted most of his football playing life because he's only 5'10", is having that same approach as well. So this could end up being a win-win for the Browns, even though typically we don't